Hey everybody, it's Chris. I started this thinking I was going to make a video where I was going to take this old 1980 car stereo, right? Check it out, get it working 100%. I hooked it up to speakers, I hooked it up to power. I had one channel, stuff kind of worked, but I was like, yeah, I'll take it apart and clean it out. Oh my God. What a nightmare this thing is. This is, and the only thing I can come away from this is what an incredible pain this thing would have been to put together at the factory. I mean, look at the compactness of this board. That's one thing, right? You've got transistor radios that have been out for decades now in 1980. That's, okay, great, fine. A single board radio, yeah, okay, fine, that's great. This spaghetti mess of wires with no connections other than just hard soldered connections that are routed all inside of these brackets. I mean, I had to take off 3 or 4 different brackets just to get this far. This is your audio section right here, and your volume switch right here that does multi-function stuff. This is kind of where I was hoping to dig into, but just to get this out, I had to do this. And I think I ruined the radio doing it. I don't know. If you want to watch the rest of this, great. If not, thanks for checking this out. I guess you can watch me tear apart this radio and get frustrated in real time. I'll edit out some of the stuff, but I honestly don't know if I'm even gonna work on this anymore. Anyway, if you want to watch me destroy a radio, here we go. On the bench today, I've got this. This is a Pioneer KP6500 car stereo from, I believe, from 1980. I actually paid the money to get the hard copy service manual from eBay, and on the back it has copyright April 1980. So this is this is a 45-year-old radio. I'm hoping to put this into my 81 Grand Prix when I'm done with it. Replace the cheap old Sanyo that I actually bought back in, God, when did I buy? Like 1987. I bought this little digital Sanyo stereo. It's still going, but yeah, it was a bottom of the line radio then. It's not great. I've had to fix it a couple of times, but I'd rather replace it with something legit like this. This is, uh-oh, what did I just do? Okay, like that. I picked this up at a junkyard, picking up other parts. What did I pay for it? Well, junkyarding being what it is, sometimes things just fall into your tool bag, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened to this. I can't confirm or deny that. I have that memory that, yeah, there may have been a little sleight of hand involved, but I saw this, I grabbed it, and it sat on the shelf for a long time, and I have no idea what kind of condition it's in. It's obviously filthy. These are my Pioneer 4x10s that I've had for, oh my God, I believe these speakers came in a used 1979 Cutlass that I came into back in 1990. And they stayed there for many years till I got rid of the car because the frame cracked on that car, so it had to go to the junkyard. I was very sad, but I took these out because these are excellent speakers. Yeah, these are great speakers. I also have, speaking of period pieces, I don't know where the box went for this one, but these are a pair of Radio Shack 3.5 inchers. Now I want to say I had these in that same car up in the dashboard. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, so I don't know if this is I don't know if this is a 4-channel radio. I guess we could look at this and find out, huh? Let's see. I don't have the faceplate for this or the knobs. It's just how you find them. So I'm not for sure if this has a fader control. Let's find out. In 1980 it was hit or miss whether or not you had a 2-channel or a 4-channel. I'm hoping, this has fold out schematics. I love it. Check this out. Look at this. Nice. Yep, this does have 4-speaker output, so you can run a fader. You can see this, but right here we have 2 fronts, 2 rears. Awesome. Great. You got all the boards in here. Now, I have not, like I said, I haven't taken this apart, so I don't know. I was hoping maybe I could shoehorn like a tiny Bluetooth module in here. I don't know. This is already looking like it's way too compact for that. I guess we'll find out. Maybe some little board from, AliExpress or something I can... Oh, does it have a manufacture date on here? It does not. 12 volt negative ground. It just has certification, and it just has 0 in that space. So, there is a serial number on it. Does it have like a date on it? No. 48173. So what I'm gonna have to do here is whip up some little harnesses. I won't make you suffer through that. Now obviously, if you're doing this in your car, you'd want to run cables back from each speaker. Each speaker would have positive and negative cable, and you'd want to do this splicing. I don't want to say at the radio, but do it, somewhere where it's easy to work on. Like, I don't know, have a couple feet of spare wire that you could kind of roll up behind the dash on the floorboards, you know what I mean? That way if you have to jack around with the wiring, something doesn't work right, you're not having to pull the entire radio out of the dash again. You can just kind of yank these wires down, and that's all you need to do. Okay, that one, oh, got one more right here. That should be 5 connections, right? Yes. Okay, just realized something. I don't know if I have a fuse for this. Is this openable? I don't know if that's a fuse or a filter. That's probably a filter. Just the fact that I can't open it speaks that that's a filter. Okay, so we have our speakers wired up. We've got our negative power wire right here. That would obviously go to your, obviously, if you don't know, you don't know. That would go to your chassis ground, the bolt on the floor or dash or whatever, right? And your power, which on this radio is painfully short. I have my little clippy leads here connected to my power supply. And I'm going to tape those up anyway because I don't want that coming undone and tagging on something and blowing things up. Yeah, automotive systems are usually bad for that. You accidentally tag any other metal part of your car with your positive wire and zot, you just blew your fuse. Or like I did with my Grand Prix, burn up my fusible links again because I accidentally let the positive battery cable fly, or the alternator cable, I mean, and it tagged the chassis and boink, burned all my fusible links that I had to replace again, and that's always fun to do. And by fun, I mean not fun at all. If we get the power steering fixed on that car, I can drive it again. That'll be nice. Alright, so now we have everything hooked up, right? We don't have an antenna, but I don't think that's going to be a huge deal. Looks like this little hole, there's a little screw down in there, I'm guessing to adjust the cassette deck speed, which, well, here goes nothing, I guess. Wish me luck. No current, alright. Okay, I pushed that in, I have 140 milliamps. Okay. Okay, so it's push is the power. Okay. Turn it on. FM. Nothing. We're getting crackles out of the speakers, so that's good. So we're not drawing excessive power, but we don't see anything going on here. Okay. Well, push that in, it turns it off. Push it in, it turns it on. Very nice. Oh, wait a minute. Now we have FM. Okay. That's encouraging. Now.
Midday markets for Thursday, June 12th with the Missouri Department of Agriculture. This is Caroline Carter. Have a great day.
It's time for the KCNN All Request.
I have right channel. I don't have left. Okay. Is this a balance issue?
John Bradley is serving up all the cafe favorites this hour on your country superstation, 105.3.
Ugh, okay. Guess I don't have an antenna hooked up, so... But I should be picking up more than that. But AM does not work at all. Okay. That's better. Oh, hold on. Wow, the difference between mono and stereo is that much. Okay. Now I lost that station. Yeah. Okay. So I guess the next thing we need to do is open this up and clean out all the crap, because obviously there's stuff just yeah, I'm not getting anything from this left side, so either I messed up or that left channel's dead, because it's nothing. I'll bet you pulling out this left knob is the balance, because if I pull it out and turn it that way, nothing happens. But if it locks in the center this way, there's nothing. So that left channel, yeah, nothing's coming out. And when I put it in mono, same thing. So yeah, so parts of this are working, parts of this are not. Let's shut it down. What we'll do is we'll tear into this. It's got the controls right there on the front. I'm an idiot for trying to look that up when it's right there in front of my face, right? So we figured out when you pull the volume knob, you get your balance, but the fader is the rim on the volume knob, and we figured out that the tone is on the rim on the tuner knob. So we've also got, I was looking for disassembly instructions, but as you can see here, it looks like if we just take these 4 screws out of the top, we should be able to lift that off and see what's inside. And it looks like, I don't know, we could maybe get rid of that tape deck altogether and put a little Bluetooth module in there. That might be part 2 of this video. I don't know. Or something that just sits behind. I don't know. We could figure that out. But let's get this thing cracked open, see what we can find, right? Yeah. Alright, there we are. Awesome. Yeah, that is a lot more compact than I was really hoping for. But we take what we can get, right? Yeah, there is dirt in here. Like mud. The cassette deck, the belt is quite obviously destroyed. Yeah, this is gonna have to come completely apart because, oh man, yeah, that's like caked. It's gone past liquefied and is now in the crumbling into dust stage. Yeah, there's dirt here. So this would be our tuner assembly. Ooh, tuning slugs, that's fun. Check that out. Why use a variable capacitor when you can use multiple variable inductors? Really, Pioneer? Look at that. Wow, man. This is Japan of the 80s, man. Look at that. Look at that volume knob. Look at the it's got a U-joint on the volume knob, on the tuning knob. Look at that. Oh my god, that's great. I love it. Wow. Haha. That is wild. I love it. That's crazy. So does our fader do anything? Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nuts. It's a little gear on that goes, it doesn't go directly to the, I'll bet this was an expensive little radio. Wow. Why make it simple when you can make it complicated? I guess 1980 would have been like on the edge of miniaturization and that kind of transition from analog into digital stuff. I mean digital, but you know, miniaturized components. That is nuts that uses. I'm guessing this is going to be our final output. We got a transformer here. Here's our volume control there. Well, this thing is going to have to come apart. So what I need to do, this is going to be a lot more interesting than I thought. Let's see about taking this front panel off, okay? There is a couple of little tiny screws right here. Maybe. No, that doesn't want to come off yet. Why not? Because it's being held on by those. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty filthy. Yeah. Cool. Oh, geez. Okay. But that is, well, okay. That module does not look like it's physically connected to the tape, but it won't budge. What? Let's take this screw out also. Okay, that's connected. Okay, so the tape's got to come out first, I think. I'm just guessing. There's a big screw down here, because there would have been a correct order to do this at the factory. And it sure would be nice to actually know what that is, instead of just having an exploded diagram, right? Now, will that just... Okay. The cassette just lifts out. Maybe? Yep. Okay. That's an actual connection that we can just disconnect. However, the negative is not, but we can fix that real quick. We'll say this. This Japanese stuff, the solder they use on this, that Panasonic that I'm working on, a little boombox, is the same way. Whatever solder they use on that, and on this apparently, just comes right off silky smooth. Okay, what's holding you on now? What? Oh, there's another negative wire. Where does that one go? Okay. Down here. Okay. Okay. Now, there's our cassette deck. Yeah, we'll have to give that a good thorough cleaning, because yeah, the belts are gone and it's in pieces, and this is literally full of rust and dirt. So we'll have to do that. That'll be fun. What do we have? Here's our preset switches. What's next? Let's see about... Okay, that's good. That panel came off of there. But that doesn't give us anything new at all. Yeah. Let's take these two out. Maybe this is holding this amp module in, right? Yeah, this radio's never been apart, judging by the way these screws all snap. It's just got that minty fresh crack when you crack a factory screw open. Okay. All right. Let's take this ground wire out of here. What do you mean, no? Now, what is holding you together still? Ah, it's another screw on the back. Okay. Good. Now what? Okay, that came off of there. Alright, so now this back bottom cover can come off. Sweet. Alright, now we're getting places. Okay, we've got another screw here. Yeah, I think I'm going to be disappointed in that regard. Yeah, I really think I am. Maybe we can improve that too. Okay, that kind of comes loose. Well, kind of comes loose, but the wires make it so it doesn't come out at all. Of course. Let's unscrew these. WD. I said a tiny little shot, not a big shot. Do that one too. Apparently there is no tiny little shot with that bottle. Alright, fine. Okay, that frees up our volume control. To do what exactly? I'm not sure. I mean, it's not like you could take that out. Okay. I guess you could adjust that up and down a little bit in there. I don't know. Even if I don't get it fixed, we get to tear apart a car radio and see what makes it tick on the inside, right? Okay. Ooh, can I just take this entire front thing out with all that? No way. No way. No way. Nope, because that's connected to that. That is soldered on there, which goes back to, yeah, this is going to be a lot more complicated than I was hoping. Okay, progress, baby. So here's our orange and white wires, or black wires, I don't know why I said that. Okay. That's taped in here. Uh-oh. That's probably not good. Crap. Where did that just fall out of? Oh boy. Okay. Has to be part of this preset mechanism, no doubt. Will that just come out of there now? Almost. Ah, you little... Okay, so this... The little loudness switch is held in with a tiny little Phillips head screwdriver right down in here. That probably doesn't want to come out. Oh, did it go? Yes, it did. Take these little wires out one at a time, I guess. Get the tape off my pliers. There, the knob came off. Will that just pull out nicely? No, of course not. Why would it do that? Let's see about pulling the rest of these buttons off. Yep, okay. Those do not want to come off. Sure. So we're kind of in a bind here. That won't come off until that comes out. They're kind of locked in together here. That's not cool. What if they all come up through this slot? Would that work? And then that comes out, and then that comes out. Look at that. Okay. Now that white and light blue wire are attached to this little doodad down here. So let's see if that'll pop out nicely. That's actually got a nut on the back side of there, so when I get that switch out, I need to make sure that goes back in there. And that won't come out. Really? That won't come out until that comes out. I don't believe this. Okay. No, it will. These had to have been an absolute bear. Wait, what? Oh my god, what? Okay, that... Yeah, sure. Okay, so here's that little nut and bolt combo. These must have been a bear to assemble. Oh my god. These would have all been done, you know, by hand. All these little individual components would have had to have been put together by somebody in a factory, Japan somewhere. Yeah, that won't come out. There's a little, you see where these white and blue wires go, there's this little switch here that I just unscrewed. There's a little switch right there, but there's a plastic rod that goes to this, to the preset mechanism. That won't come out, which is nice. That little bar needs to come loose, I guess, which is this screw right here. I just want to get all the electronics out of this so we can kind of lay them out and see what's going on. Oh, that big chunk of black rubber belt. Yes, that's exactly what that is. Let's get rid of that. Oh, this actually does. Okay, so that connector there does actually have a connector, so I didn't really need to do that. Okay. See this right here? That loudness switch. Okay, good. Then maybe there's connectors buried in here somewhere that we can disconnect for some of this. He said, knowingly, got one right here. Just couldn't see it in the shadows there, but this green, white, and black, or gray, black, and right there comes out. But looks like that's the only one. That's neat. It'll go back together, right? We'll figure it out. Just trying to follow some of these other wires around, see if there's any other connectors that I'm missing. And off the top of my head, I don't see any, which is not cool. How the heck is that put in there? Jeez, how on earth? This thing had to have been a nightmare. To assemble. Oh man. Like parts like this little board that this lamp and this LED are on, right? It looks like it was set into this bracket and then a little metal piece bent around the bottom. What? Man, I don't know. Spring just fell out too. Yeah, this could be real fun going back together. Crap. Yeah, and like this little switch here, right? There's no way that went into that hole. That switch, the wires would have had to have been run through that hole and then soldered onto that switch, because they are soldered onto that switch. You know, as much as I like to gripe about stuff, yeah, this was... We learned a lot about manufacturing techniques. Okay, now there's a screw that looks like it might be handy to have out. And sure enough, that kind of freed up this. Okay, but here again, that's all soldered together. So, and then this bracket. Ha! Okay, we got this bracket almost free, except for this stupid switch that there's no way that went in there. I mean, zoinks, man. So did it go... Oh, wow, okay. I'm gonna disconnect that switch on the board, because I don't want to melt the plastic on the switch. So let's just do that. Okay. So there's my little bracket with that switch run through it. We'll put that with the rest of the case. So now we've got that loose. Now can we get this out of this bracket? Oh, but there again, yeah, this was like, these parts were installed and then parts just crimped over it. Reminder here where the wires are out. This is not going how I had foreseen it. I was thinking I was looking at one little board in there. I know I saw the service manual and yeah. Didn't quite count on this. Okay, there's that little bracket. Wow. Now, moving on. Here's what I'm gonna do, right? Boy, yeah, that got jacked up real good, didn't it? Eek. Let's just see if we can get, let's desolder this. No, we don't have to desolder that switch. We have a service manual, so obviously we know what we're doing, right? Low. Okay, that removes that from the equation. Jeez. We've got this bracket here. That one does not want to budge. Woo. And we've got another switch here. Okay. That needs to come out. The whatever that switch was. Ow, the AM FM. So, oh, man. Really? See, I shouldn't have to take that. Well, yeah, and then there's this freaking lamp board that's literally bent in there. Oh my God, why? Okay, there's my little lamp board. Come on, okay. Jeez, what is that then? Oh, that's the tape speed adjustment screw. That's going right back in that switch so I don't lose it, because that's different from the rest of them that I've seen. Now, this little board switch here's got to come out. The AM/FM. No, that's not the AM/FM selector. What is that? That's the mono stereo selector. Okay. Huh? Huh? How? Okay, look at the routing on this yellow wire, right? This comes in from this back side here, goes in this little bracket here, right? Then that goes through that hole, comes back again through this hole, and then solders onto that board, which is also connected via, oh my God. How? That is just ludicrous. Yeah, that screw is just making butter of itself right here. That's not good. That switch is loose, but there's literally no way to get it out with desoldering that wire, that yellow wire. Because it goes, oh my, how? Why? Oh my gosh. That's, whatever. Okay. Bottom of this switch, yellow wire and this little pin that's like looped around that. So that yellow wire's got to get desoldered and this little pin's got to get unwrapped. That doesn't want to come out. Good. 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 Okay. Well, let's desolder that blue wire. Well, we're at it, I guess. Because why not? How did this even go together? I know I'm sitting here harping on this, but this is just crazy to me that this is real. Alright, now that's free. Okay, that's free. I need to get this whole thing free. Alright, you still have to get these two out. And that one is turning to butter. I'm going to give it one more gung-ho here. Push in. That's too big a screwdriver. That one. Oh, no. That's just... Oh, that's wrecking it. That's nice. How about this top one? Crud. That's too bad. That's... Maybe I can free that up and wiggle it loose. Okay, top one came out. There's another screw right here. Okay. Oh, this whole thing is the tuning assembly. I really wanted to get this part separated. And I don't think that's going to be possible. Here again, more of this bent clip nonsense. Right? Look at that nonsense. Good grief. Ah. But yeah, that won't come apart. Oh, good Lord, and that's soldered onto that. I'm about ready to give up here, man. I tell you what. I'm about ready to take a break is what I'm going to do. Because I'm starting to go cross-eyed here. Yeah, there's no separating that from that at all. I don't think it matters. Because this is all linked and connected. Or it was. Yeah, I don't think it is now. I think I kind of wrecked that. Because, yeah, the tuning assembly goes and connects to this mechanism with the preset switches. I didn't even think of that. Why? Oh, modularity, people. Apparently that wasn't a concept yet, I guess. This is so, incredibly, yeah. Alright, I'm going to take a break on this. And I may never return. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut these speaker leads. I'm just going to cut them off. I don't care. I'm going to put a connector on there. I don't care. I don't care. And that way I can put my speakers back away and call it a day. I don't know what else to do here. This is insane, man. This is insane. I did not expect this. I expected it to be a little compact, right? But not like this. I'm not giving up. I'm just... I have to make some progress, and this is going to take a lot more time than I really originally budgeted for, and that's just the bottom line. I did not expect this. I figured, oh, I'll flip it over, replace the transistor, right? Yeah, didn't count on that. Alright, so let me find something to put this into. Let me get my speakers out of the way. Yeah, alright. Well, this is where I'm at. We'll see if I continue this or not. I don't know. I have to do something to where I can actually, number one, succeed at fixing something. And number two, actually be able to publish something to YouTube, because I'm sick and tired of crap like this. So frustrating. So, thank you for watching my video of a guy senselessly destroying a car stereo from 1980. You're welcome. If you're still here, I don't know why. Again, you're awesome though, and I appreciate it. Like this video, subscribe if you're one of those guys. I need all the help I can get. I'm gonna put this thing up and move on to something else. Bye.